Hey everyone, it's Neon Polygons, and today I want to show a quick video and actually do a demonstration of a very rare Game Boy Advance SP accessory. Now I say Game Boy Advance SP because it only specifically works for the Game Boy Advance SP. So what you see here is the Digital Act CamPho, which is essentially a webcam phone for the Game Boy Advance SP. You may have seen it on some other influencer channels, most notably the Retro Future. And I actually found out about this not through the Retro Future, but just, randomly perusing eBay and came across like this item and said, hey, that looks pretty unique. Let me go try it out. And upon getting it, I kind of realized that, in order for me to kind of fully test this thing and actually try it out as like a webcam phone, I would need two of these. And so, oddly enough, it would be a while after I purchased my first original one from when I would see another one available on eBay. And for whatever reason, I think months elapsed before seeing one. And then actually most recently, it seems like a surplus of these guys just started appearing. And by surplus, I mean really two or three at a time, but there wasn't gaps between finding these on eBay. Now, what makes this kind of, I guess, unique is just the point that obviously you can use your Game Boy Advance SP as a digital camera phone. This is kind of an odd, product because there really wasn't a need for this product when it came out, nor was there kind of a technological cool factor behind it. This was released in 2004 in Japan. It was only available through Digital Act's website as a direct order, and they, produced 10,000 of these units, which, according to Retro Future, didn't seem like a lot, but prospectively in Japan, that's quite a bit of units actually to have produced, and also for it to have been sold only as a direct sale. So again, think back to 2004. This product, in terms of a kind of a how do I best phrase this, as a camera phone, it wasn't new at the time. Skype had already long been in existence, and more importantly, the quality of the camera here on this device is only 1 megapixel and 5 frames per second. If you put that in perspective to what was released in 2004 and even before then, PowerBook G4s from Apple, they already, and the iSight accessory device, they were already filming at, I believe, 480p high resolution. So, and not just 480p, but also at a good, I believe, 30 frames per second frame rate. So, when this kind of came out, it wasn't even advanced for the time in terms of video quality. And from a novelty factor, other than obviously using your Game Boy Advance to make a camera phone call, it wasn't anything new at the time from, what you could do with Skype or, even with a lot of the webcams that were already available. And, I guess what makes this unique is yes, you would be doing this over, a landline, but you could also do that at the time with the Apple PowerBooks, which, still had the 56K modems built in and were able, again, as I mentioned, to do 480p and I believe 30 frames per second due to iSight cameras. So nonetheless, I did want to kind of give this a shot. This is actually a brand new, never opened CamPho. And, I did have to purchase two of them. They go around on eBay right now for around $250. I was lucky to kind of get a deal from the seller. And then I bought again once I got when I saw another one of these guys pop up. The same seller actually gave me kind of another discount off of it because he realized that, hey, I was buying multiple of these guys. So I have another camera phone that's set up at my cousin's location. And I guess what makes this kind of difficult to test nowadays is the fact that you do need a landline phone. And, obviously in today's day and age, other than like some households, most people are just only using now cell phones as their only means of phone calls. So luckily for me, in my house, I still have a house phone. My cousin, he still has a landline. And now to kind of add to it, what also makes this a little bit of a tricky situation is the phone setup on the device itself. So remember, this actually came out in Japan. And what makes it a little bit of a trick is there's a limitation to the numbers that you can actually input in the dialer. So, I kind of just was over at my cousin's house to kind of try out the first model that we had. And luckily, it does take up to 9 numbers. Now, we're about to do a test here where that hopefully that in order for me to make a phone call number 1, that I don't need to press 1 as the first digit. Otherwise, I won't be able to make any phone calls from this because it will be I'll be missing 1 digit at the end once I make the phone call, try to call my cousin's house. So we're gonna give this a shot. We're gonna hope that just dialing the 9 numbers in a typical U.S. phone number will work on this, and also hope that it does not have like some kind of software in it that basically, or some kind of check validation in it that it's looking for the right amount of numbers for a Japanese phone number. So I'm gonna pull this out, show you guys a quick look, and then we're gonna give it out and make a phone call. Okay, here's the product, brand new and unopened. As you see, it kind of comes here with the landline cord. It comes here with a splitter, and it comes here with a microphone headset. So not really even going to test this video quality, I guess, or sorry, the sound quality. I guess I should, but we won't be able to really kind of show that on video. What I will show you though is kind of what you need to do, and this is the cartridge that you input into your Game Boy Advance. You have to plug this in, and then as I mentioned, you do have to plug in the landline into this device, and then plug in the microphone into this device. Then you plug it into your Game Boy Advance, and then you can make your phone call. So fairly straightforward. The interface seems pretty simple, where you just have to, input a number and then dial. And yeah, let's input this into a Game Boy. Now this is the video quality of the camera itself. It's kind of awkwardly positioned. It's essentially at the bottom, and the wire comes out on the side. And remember, you would also have like your head jack in here. It's not exactly smooth and like a smooth frame rate. It's actually very stuttery. It's kind of hard to tell over my capture of it, but it's not the best, to be honest with you. And it's very, again, I am being considerate for this coming out in 2004 and being aware of the technology, but even so, like as I mentioned, the resolution of a lot of cameras that, especially those from the iSight cameras on PowerBooks, were much better resolution than this, much better frame rate than this. So it's not exactly the best video quality, but again, from a novelty factor and being able to do video on your Game Boy Advance SP, it is pretty cool. All right, so here's my cousin. He's on the other side with his Game Boy. I'm about to dial him on my CamPho, so let's give it a shot. As you see, I'm dialing, and he should receive a notification from me fairly soon that I'm dialing him. There it is. He's pressing A, pick up the phone. He did press it, so now it's just a matter of us being connected via landline phone. Nothing. Okay, so mine is still dialing, and it didn't work. All right, so now my cousin is now trying to call me on his cam phone. I should see a notification on mine. Here, let's go. I now press A to pick it up.